What's up, guys? Hope you're having a good day. Today, I'm going to break down the trade that made me $13. So, I'm going to show you guys real quick just what you guys like to see. Grew my account by $13.90, which is about 9%. So, I'm currently up $151.88 as of now. So, yeah. So, let me break down this trade real quick. Zoom out so that way you guys can see what I saw. So, as you guys can tell, we had a beautiful breakout, but I did not get in right here, and I'm going to show you why. So, first 15 minutes, we had a high of 390.42. Then we had a low of 388.49. Now, once we held above the moving average after it consolidated for a little bit, I had a lot more confidence in going long. First, then we got rejected at the 390.42 level. We hit a lower high, which did have me questioning it a little bit. But then when we pulled back and we held above the EMA, treating it as a valid support, that's when I started, going back more towards calls or going long. But the reason why I did not go long right here, even though we did consolidate above it and treat it as a new support, was because at this point we were already going into like the overbought territory, and I wanted to be really careful. So I said, hey, you know what? I said, we really have, in my opinion, we have a strong resistance in the 392 range, and that's what I was like more about. I wasn't more worried about it, but I knew that like we were probably going to get rejected in the 392 range. And just so that you guys can see, not only did we get rejected the 392 right here and right here, I am on the 1 minute for those who are wondering. We got rejected right here and right here. So 4 different times today, we tried to push above 392.50 and got rejected. So 392 definitely seems to be a valid resistance right now for QQQ. But yeah, so basically, after we went on the strong rally, I did wait. Now, I won't lie, once we did start to hit like really higher highs, I did have a little bit of FOMO, but I just reminded myself. I said, hey, Joe, I said, let's take a step back. Let's look at longer time frames. Let's look at the 5 minute. Let's look at the 15. Let's look at volume, and let's think about this. And I thought about more risk, and I said, okay. I said, if I buy this contract at like $78, and I'm going into a call, which means I'm going long. And I saw it this way: one, we're already overbought. Two, we're touching like we're getting closer and closer at the time towards hitting our resistance, like that 392.50 range. And we've gotten rejected in the past. In November, we got rejected at that range a lot, which was like one reason why we've been trading sideways for the past month. Yeah. Excuse me, guys. So, in my opinion, the reason why I didn't get in and why I was able to avoid FOMO and push those emotions and those feelings to the side was just simply because I took a step back. I looked at it. I said, we're already overbought. We're already touching, overbought territories, and we're touching that resistance territory. And so I really I basically just told my FOMO to basically eat shit, because I was like, you know what? I was like, I really don't want to go long today because, we had that 15-minute high at 390, and I was just like, man, 390 is okay to get in, but look how easily it can go from 390 to 392 just like this. And this was all probably in less than what, let's say, so 10:06, 10:25. So in less than 30 minutes, guys, we jumped $2. That's how quick we can move up to that strong resistance for QQQ. And so I was just trying to be careful and be more cautious. And on top of that, I really wanted it to pull back. And thankfully I got that strong pullback, as you can see. I mean, Jesus. And this is like the crazy part, guys. It's like, and I'm gonna tell you guys why I got out so quick too when I did that call. So we pulled back, we held as a support, and every time real quick, actually, let me just zoom in. Every time we cracked it, right here, right here, right here, and right here. So 4 different times we tried to crack this new support. Every single time we cracked it, I saw buyers pushing it right back up. Every single time it would crack it, break below, push right back up. So that told me that buyers were starting to step in and that they had a little bit they had more control, and I knew that we probably had more aggressive buyers. So because we held above it and treated it as a valid support, and after a few minutes I saw that buyers were stepping in to push it back above every time it would break below, I went into to a call on QQQ. Wasn't bad, but I was break even for a good few minutes. As you can tell right here, did consolidate for about a good 5-6 minutes. And then we started to go up. And I won't lie, guys, after this strong pullback, this is sort of how I saw it, okay? I was like, we could either have a strong pullback, bounce off, get rejected at the EMA, and then sell off real fast. You guys have seen it. I have seen it. We've seen it so many times where we'll have this strong pullback. It'll form like a support, and then it'll have you thinking that it's going to recover, and then it'll get rejected like the next moving average of the EMA, and then sell off real fast. And that was sort of like in the back of my head. I was trying to be honest with myself, but also be more like, hey, you don't want to get into a position where we're really overbought. And that's why I did wait. When I got in, we were really good. We were actually almost closer to being oversold than we were overbought. So that's why I was really comfortable with going long here and getting into calls. But as you can tell, this 1 minute candlestick right here, and I won't lie, guys, I did get faked out a little bit because we did touch it and it did push right back down. And so I had, in the back of my head, I had a little bit of that fear of like, okay, hey, there's a good chance that we could easily get rejected at the EMA, hit a lower high, and then continue selling off. I mean, because we did just go on this nice rally from, 388.49 all the way to 392.51. I mean, that's a damn good rally right there, in my opinion, guys. I don't know about you, but that's a good rally. And so, because we did pull back so fast after hitting a higher high, I mean, we hit a higher high at 1025, and then by 1032, we started pulling back pretty hard. I mean, I had pretty good reasoning to believe that there was a good chance that we could have got rejected at the EMA and easily went back to selling off. So I got out the moment we touched the EMA more out of not fear that it wasn't going to hit a higher high, but it was more out of a fear of, hey, we pulled back pretty fast. And even though we did bounce off this new support and validate it, I've seen it so many times where I think we're recovering and I'm like, oh, I'm going to go long. And I go long and then we get rejected at the EMA really fast and we end up selling off. And I end up either breaking even or I end up taking a nasty loss. And so I was only up $13. So I was, it is what it is. But I guess what I could do next time, guys, is and this was a good trade for me. Honestly, I had valid reasons. I saw that we were too overbought in this range, so I wanted to wait for a nice pullback. I got that beautiful pullback, so I got a great entry. I got in at a great price, so I can't complain at all. I mean, the only thing I can really complain about is just how quick I got out. And maybe the thing I could do differently next time is just, I guess just be patient. I should have gave it a few more minutes. If I would have given it probably a good 2-3 more minutes, guys, I probably would have held, because at that point, 2-3 minutes later, we broke above and we were still hitting higher highs and still going on that nice rally and recovering. So in a way, I wish I would have held longer. But then on the other hand, I do see it as me trying to be safe and just be careful and not getting caught in that falling knife, strong pullback. Could have easily got rejected at the EMA and went back to selling off, and I could have got caught in all this shit. So in a way, I was just trying to avoid getting caught in it. And yeah, that's really it, guys. Just something short, simple, and sweet today. At 10 a.m., we did have this Michigan Consumer Sentiment Report that came out at 10 a.m. Eastern time today. But that's really it, guys. NASDAQ ended the day up $1.74. So that 392 does seem to be a valid resistance. So I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for the next week or two. Um, if you guys got any questions, please comment below. Like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys as always. A few things that I am going to be doing this weekend, and I do want to start doing this like on Fridays at the end of my videos. I want to start breaking down some things that I'm going to be doing to prepare myself for next week, and that's one, reviewing my journal as usual. Two, studying more, looking at supply and demand zones, reading more about volume, order book, book map, chart flows, like stuff like that, and just reviewing my trades, seeing what I could have done differently, trying to find those trades where I acted more off of emotions and not being rational. I want to trade off of being rational and smart decision making. I don't want it to go off emotions. And so, I think there was definitely 1 or 2 days this week where I did place a trade where it was based off of emotions. And so I'm definitely going to go back on my journal and I'm going to look at those trades and I'm going to try to figure out what things that I could do differently. Whether if it's just taking a step back, whether if it's just being done for the day after that one trade. I know some of us have those issues where we'll take that one L and then like we can't step away, you know? And I think that's been my biggest problem is I can have all these green days in a row, but that one day I have that first red trade, I always end up screwing myself because I have that one red trade and I end up trading 4 or 5 more times just to catch up on that loss. Like something clicks in my brain and I'm like, oh, I got to make it up. I got to make it up. I got to make it up. And when in reality, guys, I should just shut the hell up, turn off my computer, have control over my emotions and my actions, and just walk away and say, hey, 0-1 on the day. It is what it is. I always got tomorrow. Because as you guys have seen in the past, I'll have 9 green days in a row where I'll make consistent profits, and then I'll have that one red day that just completely blows it all away. And I don't want you guys to do that too. And it's been a few weeks since I've done that. I've been really good about it. So I'm really happy. I'm really happy with myself and how I've been controlling my red days. As you guys saw this week, I had a red day. I kept it small, only lost $10. Can't complain. And that's what I really want to work more towards is, getting into better trades with better pricing. There's been times where I've got into calls where my contracts were just way too high and there was very little room for profits. So just like there's always something I can be working on. Same thing with you guys. There's always something that you guys can be working on, whether if it's studying, learning how to meditate to get better control of your emotions, of your feelings, your actions, that kind of stuff. But yeah, there's always room for improvement, guys. I'm definitely always trying to improve in every aspect of life, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially. I'm always trying to grow in all aspects. I hope the same for you guys, or at least for me. But yeah, but that's it for the guys. I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you guys have a safe weekend. If you guys got any questions, please comment below. I'll see you guys next week.